Good evening, watchers, and welcome to a movie review today. I've just finished watching this, and what film it was. It's a remake of a 60s film. I think it was 60s or 50s. I think it's 60s, I think it was. And it's a film called Invaders from Mars, directed by, good film, Toby Hooper, who directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Poltergeist and classics like that. And to me, this is a classic in itself because it's a remake. I think it's a remake of the 60s film. It's 50s, must be 60s. The same name, and it's the same kind of storyline about a kid called David Gardner, who lives with his parents. I'm not sure what the kid name was in the original. It must be the same name. It's been a while since I don't watch the very original. Well, that was always creepy. That original was, but this is creepy in itself. Not in a disturbing way though. You know, like you watch remakes and sometimes they go a bit. The original, sometimes remakes can kind of go a bit disturbing, like more, you know, like films like The Thing and films like that. Because remember, like the 50s Thing, right? I've never seen the original one, but I know it wasn't that scary. And like, but the original 1982 film, is it 1982? Was creepier. It really just had some creepy moments. A lot of creepy moments. But this film is kind of like more kind of like, you know, like more lighter than those films. You know, like it's more kind of close to the 60s Invaders from Mars film because it kind of follows the storyline exactly the same way. Certain parts they change a few things, like the ship design is different. Because at the beginning of the film, like there's like the dad, the son and the dad, the kid and his dad is like outside looking at the sky, right, and he sees like meteorites going zooming by, shooting stars. That scene was great. I love that scene. And then you see him next in his bedroom, like with his mum and dad. And then they go out the room, and it's like in the original movie where he's alone in his bedroom, like next to his like thundering. I think there's thundering outside in the original one. I'm not sure. I think he just sees the UFO. I don't think it's thundering. I don't know. But in this one, it's kind of like rain and thunder and stuff like that. So anyway, so when you see this UFO, you actually see it like in the original film. You see it like it's like a disc. It's like a normal UFO, like you know, like it goes across the sky. But in this one, it actually drops down, and it's like I can't explain what it looks like. It looks different, very different to the original ship. Cause it's kind of roundish kind of shape, some weird round shape. It's kind of like a disco. It's like a disco ball, you know. But this film was 1986, I think it was. 1986? Yeah, 1986, so it's like a 31-year-old film now. Sadly, Toby Hooper died this year, so... Fantastic director. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Poltergeist, this. Underrated film this was. It's a very underrated film because it's got humour, creepy moments in it. Not like disturbing creepy moments, but like, there's just moments you think. There's one part where... After the... No, actually, let's just, you know, at the beginning of the film you see the UFO drop. The ship, right? And he tells his parents, and the dad says, "Oh, you know, I'll check in the morning." You know, but of course, difference in this, you don't actually see him drop down in the thing. In the original one, you actually see, I think you see his dad drop down. It's been a while since I last watched that original one. His dad kind of drops through this, and he has this weird kind of creepy music, and it's and then he drops down into the sunlight. And then later on, you see him like acting all kind of zombie-like, you know. Spaced out, what we call it. On this right, you see the kid coming downstairs and you see his dad like does one slip on his foot and he's acting really strange, you know. And I think, huh. And it sounds like he's been outside in the garden at the back with the ship landing. Of course, it's different than that because then you actually see where it actually somehow grabs all of the people. Yeah, it's a really good film. Of course, he makes his. Then what happens in it? It's just like his teacher around, and she does like he does these things with his frogs, right? She's got a thing with frogs, right? There's one scene where he's at the school, right, and she's with these cops, right, who's at his house, who got taken by the aliens. There's a few spoilers in this film, but it's not like twists and turns that these films are because it's, you know what, you can see it happening in this film anyway. One of the cops is at the school and he's like follows the teacher into the classroom, right? no, she's in the classroom, right? You see her in the classroom writing stuff on the board, and next minute she goes into this another part of the room, like behind a board. The next minute, you wonder what she's doing because she's doing something. You can't. Then she turns around, she's got like frogs in her mouth. It's like, what the hell? These things eat frogs. So yeah, I can say a few jokes on that one, but alright. She wasn't French, that's for sure. Actually, the woman that on it was on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, who played I don't know, she can't remember her name now. So anyway, she's on Deep Space Nine. She was, and she plays a teacher. But then there's this blonde woman who we meet, and she's kind of like, so she kind of like starts to believe him, and it's quite interesting the way they do the kid kind of like orders her around most of the time, because most of the time she don't know what she's doing. She's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to get in trouble for doing this. So she's like following him around more than anything. It's weird because there's one part where she says she goes to my house, but the problem is when he tries to get away from the girl, because the girl in it is like his friend. She's been like acting off on her because when he runs away from the teacher, who's had the frog legs, she kind of like he kind of barges by her, past her, and you can tell she's got she's got that figure. They put these implants in the back of the necks, to control them more. That is long things, you know. Could you see like these massive needles, and it's like freaking hell, man. It's imagine being diabetic and now there's needles in your blood. It would be painful, very painful. Those needles will be. Yeah, so he gets into the car. She's got his van, which is kind of strange. She's like his van with all his dead animals and stuff like that. And he gets in, and that's where he kind of like, where the ship is. She goes to where the ship is, the alien base, whatever it is, underground. It's like a ship there. It's massive. So it's huge. That's where he follows her to the ship, right? Of course, he's inside, right? And you start seeing these freaking monsters, these alien monsters. And one of them looks like, remember Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Hero Turtles? And it used to be Hero Turtles years ago. Remember Krang? With that, Krang! He's in it. I'm not joking, he's in it. He looks like him. He's like the big, brain, and he's got his weird freaky, he does look like him. I was like, God damn, it's Krang from Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. Ninja. But another thing I like about this film is the practical effects are pretty impressive. It's fun too. It's kind of got a funness to it. It's not disturbing. Maybe the frog scene was a bit disturbing. Apart from that, it's not disturbing. There's no like tentacles going after. And just. But yeah, it's a really fun movie to watch. This is. So it's got some creepy moments in it. It's not like full on creepiness. Yeah. I need to watch the original one again, because I remember watching it, I thought that was such a good horror film. It's not really a horror, it's more science fiction than the original one. This is kind of more horror science fiction. So yeah. So anyway, she starts to believe in the woman in it after a while, because she knows something's not right. Cause she sees the back of, she's like asking about the back of what's behind it, what's wrong with my neck, and then after she's kind of like, oh yeah. Of course, later on in the film, she witnesses two guys getting sucked down into the pit. It's like this sand pit where they take them there to get them processed in a way. That's what you call it, processed, to be taken by these aliens to be mind controlled. So of course she witnesses it, right? And I love the sense of humour. They both got good. She's got a good sense of humour, and the kid's got a good sense of humour. They kind of got a weird kind of like partnership going off here. It's very funny. Because it's part of the film where it's very funny scene. I thought it was so funny. Where he tells the brain, this weird alien-shaped brain thing, that he wants his mum back, his dad back, his friends back, his other people back. But then it says you can keep her there, and that scene was very funny. This film's got a good sense of humour. Honestly, it's really funny. It's got a witty sense of humour to it, which is always great for the 80s, I could understand why I said that, because to be honest, she was a very nice person. Even when she was an alien or not an alien, she wasn't nice at all. She was kind of the same person. It's weird. Actually, she was worse than when she was normal, you know. So anyway, so it's Final Cut. I might end up putting these Final Cut films together. That seemed good. Of course, later on in the film, they've got to get the army involved, so they meet this general. And he's kind of a typical army, you know, general, because he kind of goes, "Well, they kill these aliens and stuff like that." So it's and it's got a great, I love the music in it too. It's kind of got these cool pieces of music in it that, yeah, pure action pack. You know, it's just fantastic. So if you've never seen it, check it out. It's fantastic. The last spot's cool. There might be the odd bit of spoiler, because remember the original one. There's like when you wait, there's like a, you know, I won't say too much about the ending part, but at the end, remember the original one when he wakes up and he's like a dream, and then it all happens again almost. But this kind of similar thing happens, but there's a bit of a new twist in this one compared to the original one. So yeah, but yeah, I like that. You know, that kind of baffles me. How the hell was he dreaming and then the alien drops down again? Was it kind of like a conscious thing? I wonder if it's kind of like a Final Destination thing where something's bad to happen and it happens again. I don't know. He knows it's going to happen, you know. I don't know. Could be that, I suppose. It could be that. But yeah, really good fun. But I don't see Stan Winston, yeah, invaded creatures designed by the late great Stan Winston, who passed away a few years back. He did the Jurassic Park dinosaurs, and he did a lot. Terminator design and all that, and the Predator design. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to give this rating out of 10 right now. Kind of an easy one because I really enjoyed this. Fun movie, great practical special effects, good effects. I suppose it looks a bit dated now because compared to now it's all CGI special effects, but still looks great though. It looks great on Blu-ray. I saw this a while back on in HD and I enjoyed it. Was it HD or was it YouTube? It might have been YouTube. I watched it on YouTube, but the picture quality wasn't the best. That was decent though. But yeah. So I'll give this film a 9 out of 10 because I like the original one, but I think this is kind of better. But I would have to say the original one's slightly creepier. The way the parents act and something, whether his dad acts really creepy, and everyone's kind of like, who do you trust that? I do remember certain parts of that movie. Like, I kind of missed out on this, but yeah, 9 out of 10 for Invaders from Mars, 1986, directed by Toby Hooper, who died a few months back. So yeah, great director. Great movie. I don't wonder they'll probably not remaking this again. I'm guessing they won't, but make it more creepier. Make the aliens a bit more creepier. So yeah. Yeah, good film. Very good film. So I enjoyed it. Anyway, guys, watchers. Maybe that a movie review. It's not one of the greatest. It's totally flawed movie review. So anyway, or maybe it didn't. So anyway, hope that movie review. Good film. Really enjoyable. A few people watching this video, by the way. So 9 out of 10 for Invaders from Mars. Check it out. Check the original one too. I want the original one to watch. Need to watch that one next to. I should have really watched that one first, but I ain't got that one, so I'll probably not buy it along the journey to my salvation. So yeah, 9 out of 10. Great movie, fantastic. So anyway, guys, follow my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. And if you haven't asked seen it, if you ever see the alien UFO drop down in your garden behind the bin or behind another house or down a hill somewhere, remember to tell your parents or tell the police so that you're not crazy. So, or just say you're crazy and just say, yeah, just check it out anyway. So that way they can check it out and they start acting weird. That's alright. So, so yeah. Makes you wonder, doesn't it, though? If you think about it. If you like. And you think about there could be aliens on this planet now, mind controlling people. You know, I don't think there is, but I do believe in aliens. I think there's something out there that we haven't quite experienced yet. So yeah, who knows? Anyway, who knows? It might happen one day. It'd be exciting. No wonder thinking alien invasion and shit. Wow. Maybe a video game on it. Oh, who knows? Anyway, have a nice evening. Take care and enjoy my movie review of Invaders from Mars. Bye.